रागादिरोगान् सततानुशक्तानशेषकायः प्रसृतानशेषान् औत्सुक्यमोहारतिदान् जघान यो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै. Namaste. Ayu-Chintana has been conducting many programs for first, second, third, and fourth professional years of Ayurveda. We have been doing it since more than a year, but in middle we had few students asking me how to study Dravyaguna. Like it's been difficult and tiresome for them for understanding this in a logical way. So there they find the difficulty. So they had been asking me about this. Coincidentally, I had a colleague who has been pursuing his PG from SDM Hassan in the subject Dravyaguna. Welcome you, sir, Dr. Shrikanth Acharya, here with us. So he'll be guiding us with the fundamental skills how to study Dravyaguna in easy, effective, and exemplary way. That is essentially a smarter way of learning Dravyaguna. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anaga. Hey, namaste to everyone present there. Like Dr. Anaga said a couple of days back, I had a chat with her, and she was expressing that her students had a problem with studying the subject Dravyaguna, and they were like all the plants had become hodgepodge, like they were in the mixie and they were blended all together. The Guduchi had become a tree, and then Devadaru had become a creeper, and all such. I totally understand because as students, of course, my classmates too face the same problems. But I loved Dravyaguna. I don't know for what reason maybe. I did not find it as volatile as they would have looked at it. And here I am, of course. That is why I told Anaga that I would when she asked, could you help them out with and give them tips on how to study the subject? I told, yeah, okay, fine, sure. Let's start a short series, and here we are with our first episode or first session of DG Made Easy. So, welcome you all once again to Dravyaguna Made Easy, speedy, short, and smart, comprehensive techniques for easy studies. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So, I'll go ahead with whatever I have to present. So, this is a part of Tvam Sashaktam Bhava, which is an easy, effective, and exemplary method of how to study Dravyaguna. Let's grow learning Ayurveda together. We are for Ayurveda and Ayurveda for us. Many students have this problem with Dravyaguna because Dravyaguna is basically a subject which seems like postage, the stamp collection. So Virya, Vipaka, Prabhava, everything gets mixed up in brain, and people are like, what to do, what to do, what to do, how to learn, how to keep all of them in mind. We have in and about 250 drugs roughly in our syllabus. So uh, they need a method to memorize all of them. And better than that, we of course need to understand what, why, where, how, and when to learn this subject. Right?
Yes, sir.
So this subject is taught in the second professional year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah. So before we go about the subject, we will study about why we should study the subject. Because Acharya Charaka says that prayojana vina na mandhopi pravartate. That means to say that without knowing the benefit of doing any job, not even a fool shall go ahead with that job. So, of course, why should we learn Dravyaguna? Again, Acharya gives another quotation saying that Rogamadava pariksheta tadanantara beshacham. For a doctor, two things are very important. First thing is diagnosing a patient. Post that, he is giving him treatment to rectify the diagnosis. Right? So, for what we'll be doing here in Dravyaguna is, even though we don't right now give a single drug preparation, we will be giving a formulation. Say, for example, we give Sitopaladi Churna or Talisadi Churna or Hingvashtaka Churna or something like that, which is a formulation of 8 9 drugs together. Even then, we need to know how each of its constituents contribute to that formulation, such that we will be in a state to answer, okay, so if I make this modification, this medicine will work out like this. So as to arrive at such a decision, we have to study this Dravyaguna. So this subject is all about how a drug reacts to the body and how what the drug body does to that drug. So, as this is the main important basic unit of clinical intervention, we will be going ahead with the study of Dravyaguna. So, of course, even though it seems volatile and very vast, we'll be looking at it in a step by step manner and discuss how to conquer this subject. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll go ahead first with where to look at, or what are the materials that we have to look into to study the subject. I will give you four example or four works that I find my personal favorites and I have referred to from the time I did my UG studies Dravyaguna. So I'll go ahead with that. So of course, this is where do we study the subject. This was my textbook for Dravyaguna. I use this textbook to study. What I personally like about this textbook, Professor D.S. Lucas, Shant Kumar Lucas, sir, was the former principal of GAMC Bangalore. So, what I personally like about this book very much is the last index part of this textbook. I will in the post coming sessions I will be explaining how you can use it in the form of a game to recollect stuff from this textbook. This is one of my personal favorites. It's my all time favorite. The second book that took my notice is Dr. Jailan Shastri's textbook, which is Sir's textbook is very comprehensive in nature. It also has a picture of the drug proper. And what caught my attention in this textbook was it gives you in the very end, in the fag end of the work, it gives you a index or a list of drugs with family names, their prayojyangas, rasapanchakas, everything. So it already is in a table, ready-made table format. So it's very good that way. The third textbook is, of course, the third textbook is by Dr. Prakash L. Hegde and Dr. Harini ma'am, both of whom are my guides at post-graduation studies here at SDM Ayurveda. It's a very good textbook, and sir and madam keeps revising each of the editions very properly before the very next year. So you have an updated textbook, which comes as a result of their experience, rich experience in teaching. So of course, this is a very good textbook. And fourth is one textbook that I found in the very end of my UG studies, but it is my very favorite, very close to my heart, by the VN Gupta's textbook, which is very popular in the Gujarat area. So this textbook has only one volume, but it has all of them in English. That is the basic principles. Everything is written in short in English in the very first part. And the second part is the drug part. Very comprehensive and very nice textbook. I love the textbook. I love this textbook specifically. There are other textbooks. Dravyaguna made easy, and then Dravyaguna by Nishteshwar sir. All these are other textbooks also that you can refer to. But I would suggest you to go ahead with these textbook, which is very vivid in their write-ups, and also very comprehensive in nature, so that the student has enough material to write in exam to remember, and also very good for his clinical practice. So I think we will stop the first session here.
Yes, sir.
And what you have to do before joining into the next session is you go to your libraries, or you go to your friends or your seniors, and you discuss with them. You see these four textbooks and find your personal favorite and choose it. One book, but all the other three should be your reference textbooks. Because medical study is a study wherein you use not just one textbook, but you find various references, especially in Ayurveda. Not you don't sit up with just one work, but you go ahead with many works, but make your own notes.
That was so thoughtful of you, sir. As you rightly pointed out, students have a trend to, there's a new trend coming up just with referring to the notes, the senior notes, and not even referring to the textbooks. And before, when we see to the seniors whom we had like 5 or 6 years before, they used to get these things done from the samhitas and the main textbooks that were written. But today the trend has changed, and students always limit only to Dravyaguna made easy, or the very short notes that they have, which will help them only to the past exams and then just move on, not actually getting the knowledge out of it. So it was very nice to hear from you. All these four books, they're very good. Even I'll go and refer back again. So as a student, I was just remembering the second year of mine while I was studying. So what were the books that I used to go through? Not many I have gone through. Like in this, what you have mentioned, the first three I have gone through probably, not the last one. I'll just go and refer back to it. What would be teaching? What would you be teaching in the next class, sir? Like how would we take it forward?
Okay, so we would be going to deal with what to study, and not just what to study, but how to go about the subject of Dravyaguna, and what are the main parts of the modern counterpart. We correlate Dravyaguna to the pharmacology, modern pharmacology. Pharmacology basically has two parts, that is pharmacodynamics and kinetics. So is there any correlation between the Ayurvedic part and the modern part? Can we make certain correlations and learn it, so that you can better understand the subject? And okay, so this is what it is. Can we do that, or should we keep it as such, as separate? We will be discussing about how to hack that drug data, and how to go about things like that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll be looking forward to the next sessions as well. I think it would be easy and effective even to the students, and they're having fun while studying this. Though the discipline is always needed, but learning should always be fun as well. So I think the further classes would give us that kind of a learning. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you.